Okay, so as you can see, I've already started coloring a little bit. I already recorded the whole intro and then decided that maybe I should do it a little bit better. So, basically, I just get everything set up. I got my pens, crayons, light, etc. This bookmark I drew yesterday just for this, because I need something small and quick to color. And I got my pens, crayons out. Here's what I'm using. I start with the lightest color, and I just go lightly over everything. Wow, it's really hard to color while watching yourself on video. I'll turn, and now you'll notice a small delay, and I'll come back after this. I've used up this color to show you what I do next. Alright, so we're back, and as you see, I've got her all colored up. I did very lightly. You can tell it's not the best, and for some reason my camera doesn't want to focus today. Whatever, you get the idea. Now, as you can see, or not, because it's not freaking focusing. Anyways, as you can see, her eyes, I have the light off to this section over here, or the reflection in her eyes. So, the next thing I do is I get, bad camera, I get the darkest color I'm going to use, and I start out doing the shadowing. Now, because I know her knees would have a little bit of shadow and the muscle in her calves, I usually start with that. So obviously everything on this side will be shadowed. And I just do it lightly. I might go over it again later depending on how it comes out. Sometimes it gets lost in the other colors, but usually not. I do it pretty dark right here, like that, and then I go lighter. Because you can always add more. It's harder to take it away, although you can with a eraser. It's not something you really want to do. I had to erase up here, and you can see it's still, well, you probably can't see. Stupid camera. Anyway, so yeah. I always just start out light, and then do shadows. And I'll turn this off. Once shadows are done, I'll turn it back on and show you. Alright, so now I have the shadows on, and I'm going to start with the next darkest color. And what I do is I basically just go over the shadows a little bit and over towards the light more, so it adds more of a, almost a gradual shadow. And I go over the original shadows and I go up to about here, so there's still a little bit of the original color, but not too much because it's not the color I want, it's only the base color. And once I'm done with this color, I'll start filming again and finish off this set of colors. Now, as you can see, I've lost a lot of the detail with the darker shading, especially in this with the legs. So I'm gonna have to take this color and just go back over it to give it a little bit more of a shadow. Alright, so we have the shadows back in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the second lightest color and I'm just going to go over the whole thing. It blends it a little bit. Duh, wrong angle. It blends it a little bit, but after I'm done, we'll be getting into, here's my baby, the clear blender. These things are so hot. I don't know where I'd be without it. Okay, I'll come back once I'm done with the orange. Alright, so for now, the orange is done. I've used all the colors up, got it all nice, and it's not smooth, but I used the blender the last thing. So the next thing I think I'm going to work on is her eyes, because since you can barely see them anyways, it's not a big deal. I usually use two different colors. I'm taking this light blue here, and I'll just get this darker blue. Now, I don't know how much of this you'll be able to see, but usually what I do is I take the darker blue, and I go just around the pupil. Just up at the top a little bit, away from the light source. Very small. So now I have the eyes half colored, and then I take the lighter blue and I just finish it off. So she has really nice blue eyes. And so now I've got two parts done. Now the eyes are basically done. I don't bother going over them. That blue pretty much did it. So for now, the color blender will be used, but like I said, not now. I still have her hair, the shadows on her body, and her wings. And the shadows on her body, I usually wouldn't use colorless blender anyways. I'd usually do the shadows in a very light gray and go over it with white so that it's not so obvious. But I guess instead of telling you about this, I should just get on with it. But anyways, I'll come back once I have proper pencil crayons out. Alright, so I found out why this is blurry. Fun times. Is because my camera's breaking, so hopefully I can get this done before anything else happens. So I've got the new colors out. I've got 3 shades of purple here. And just like the orange, I'm going to start with the lighted shade. And her hair. And once this is done, I'll turn it back on to show you how it looks before I start with the next color. Alright, so we got the hair done. So now, like last time, I take the darkest color and I start working in where I know the shadows would be. So back here on the neck, on the side of the head, and again I start light and just go darker as I need it. Once the shadows are added in, I'll go to the next step. So we have the shadows in the hair now. Now we take the middle color and we basically just accentuate the shadows. And then once that's done, I usually go over with the original color again just to make it look a little bit more even. And then that'll be done until... Now because this is a different shade of purple than the one I was using originally, see it's almost more of a blue, I usually go lightly even over the non-shadow parts. Not hard enough to really color, but just enough to get the shade in there. Okay. Now I'm not going to go over the hair with the original color because I'm actually quite happy with how it turned out. It's a nice bluish, purplish color. I really like that. So now I'm going to work on, I think I'll work on the white parts next. So now I'm starting with a cool gray 20%. Somewhere there, not like you can read it, stupid camera. And I basically just start out with where I know the shadows will be. So I know under her breast there'll be a shadow. On this side there'll be little bits of shadows. Her belly button. I start with dark shadows like that. Sorry. Dark shadows like that. And then I'll lighten them just with small strokes. Because I hope so. Helps if I focus the camera, huh? I'll just do it like that. So I only need one shade of gray because I'm using it in layers. And it is a little bit darker than it will show up at the end, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so I've got all the shadows colored in as I want them now, and I'm also going to use beige and just do the inner ear like that. Dark in the middle and then lighter outwards. Just subtle. And now I'll be getting the white. And I'll just go over all the shadows. This helps smooth them out, but also lightens them just in case I accidentally color them in a bit too dark, which, yeah, looks like I did. Okay, and then I'll also do it to the ear so that it's nice and smooth. And once I'm done with this, I'll come back and start on the wings.